And welcome out to Woodland Park, here for this next quarterfinal matchup in the U.S. Amateur Matchplay Championship local bracket. Today we have Grant Kelley facing off against Bradford Watson. Competitors are at the first tee. We'll take you there in just a minute. Stay tuned. All right, we're back. Hole one, Bradford Watson has the tee to start this quarterfinal matchup. And hits a tree early on there. I'm joined here by Michael Tucker. Michael, great to have you here today for this fantastic matchup.
Sir, weather is back and forth. It's very pretty but windy.
Grant Kelley with his tee shot keeps it low.
Away from wind, it just catches the ground.
Yeah, like you said, Michael, the wind is pretty bad here today. Gusty winds out of the south. It's a warm breeze. Temperature's gone up a little bit since yesterday too. I think we're up in the 80s today. A beautiful afternoon for some disc golf.
You know, 85 feels pretty hot compared to the 50 that we've had 2 days ago, but the wind is here to cool us down, but makes disc golf a little harder.
Yeah, so here's Bradford Watson with his second shot on hole one. And it's looking high, and it is breaking hard left, but hits a tree. I think that might have worked to his advantage there, Michael.
Possibly. It's pretty thick in there right now, so he may not have a shot, but he'll at least be able to find it.
Yeah, it's a good thing it hit that. Otherwise, it would have been in the railroad tracks more than likely, especially with this stiff breeze.
Definitely. Is that even considered OB here?
No. It's not officially considered OB in any of the materials, so we have seen people play from the railroad tracks and actually get it close to the basket in the original pin placement.
Right. So, original pin placement, I could see. This pin placement, ooh, that'd be tough.
Yeah. You do have some roller options out of there if you can just get it out, and that might be an option for Bradford Watson. He actually might even have a clean look at the basket, depending on exactly where it fell when it hit that tree, because it looked like it kicked back right a little bit toward the fairway. So it's a great break for him. And we've seen a lot of that going on in this event this year. Just sometimes it's a matter of a centimeter that makes all the difference between the two competitors. Here's Grant Kelley's second shot, hole one. And strong quartering right tailwind. You can see it grabbing the disc there. He hits a tree, and looks like he'll be within 20 feet.
I think that tree might have helped, because it might have sailed past the basket. The tree wasn't there, but the tree kind of smacked it down.
Yeah, that wind was definitely going to carry it hard left.
Yeah.
Coming from behind and from the right. It's going to give that disc the characteristics of being a little more stable.
So Bradford Watson now is in the weeds looking for his disc. Yeah.
It's going to be.
Oh,
Looks like Grant Kelley found it. Must be pretty close to the fairway then. Okay. So maybe he'll be able to get a bit of a straddle stance where he can.
He might can get a little touch forehand. Let it keep bending left. Let's see what he decides to do.
All right, Watson now with his third shot. Hole 1.
And that's what it looks like he is doing.
And he tried to turn it over with a forehand, didn't quite get enough on it.
Yeah, I don't know if this was a disc selection error or execution error. It looked like that disc really stapled up, not even a quarter of the way through the flight.
Yeah, that's a tricky shot there.
It is.
For him. And I could not see what disc he was throwing, but yeah, it definitely did not turn over like he had definitely planned in his mind. All right, Watson now, fourth shot. Hole 1.
Yep.
And nice flight, just a little short.
But Kelley knows he can just lay up and tap in
Yeah,
for the
he
four
has
and take
2
it.
shots to take this hole. That's a great spot to be in. And I feel like we have almost all the matches so far this year, one of the competitors has gone 1 up. So Grant Kelley continues that trend with a solid 3-on-1. Grant Kelley 1 up. We'll see everyone at hole 2 in just a minute. All right, we're back hole 2, and Grant Kelley has the tee. He is 1 up.
It's a par 3, 275 uphill, probably plays about 300, 310.
Pretty strong breeze from the right. And Grant Kelley really turned that over. He didn't look like he was too happy with that shot. But,
No.
All right, Watson now with a tee shot, hole 2. And he gets up there and hits the pines, but safe on the far left fringes of the fairway. So he'll have a good look at an approach from there.
Yep. You know, it's interesting. Sometimes you can pull off such a off shot like Grant did, but it makes your decision actually easier. Instead of, okay, do I run it or not run it? Okay, probably not running it from there, laying up, take your 3, see what your competitor does.
Right, yeah, his options are pretty much decided for him. However, we've seen some wild shots from 50 to 100 feet that have gone in this tournament this year.
Yeah, and it is a Kelley, so
yeah.
Long putts can be made.
Yeah, Grant Kelley could do that. Bradford Watson, we could also see it from him.
Yep.
All right, Grant Kelley with the forehand approach, and he's safely within 10 feet of the basket. All right, Watson now, he can go for this. I think he can safely go for this, even if he misses. I think it'll be probably within 10 feet. So here's Watson's second shot, hole 2. He went for it.
Yeah. Yep, he put a little height on it so that way it didn't turn into anything crazy. But it was definitely enough distance.
Yeah, I think he went just a little right also, but it was a good run. Definitely worth it. All right, so Kelley in with the 3. And Watson now to bag a 3 and push this hole. And he does just that. Hole 2's a push. Grant Kelley 1 up. We'll see everyone on hole 3 in just a minute. Stay tuned. We're back, hole 3, 560-foot par 4 up the hill. Kelley has the tee, he's 1 up. And he turns over a backhand shot again.
It does.
Wind's still coming from the right.
Yeah.
So it's safely
easy
inbounds. All right, Watson now, tee shot, hole 3. He's also going with a high backhand shot that's safe in the fairway. He got some really good distance on that, Michael Tucker.
Both of them did, actually. You know, looks like they threw it flat enough it cut through the wind coming from our right.
Yeah, it looks like Watson's really gained some distance on his drive since last year when he had his rookie stint in this event.
Definitely.
I'd say one of the most improved in that category from what I've seen.
Yeah, and I think he used to be more flip between forehand and backhand, just kind of did it. Now it looks like he's much more dominant on a big backhand.
Yeah, so great drives by both of these guys. Safely out of the rough on the left side of the fairway, which is basically a deal breaker on this hole. Do not want to end up over there.
So right's OB, the wind kind of prevents that unless you turn your disc over too much. Left is definitely a possibility with the wind blowing to the left. Neither one of these put that into question though.
All right, looks like Bradford Watson is going to throw his second shot first. So
Kelley's
just assessing.
about 15 feet ahead. Bradford has a level shot. His footwork's gonna be easier, but Kelley's window is bigger. So we'll see how that affects both throws.
All right, Watson now, second shot, hole 3.
This hole last year, 2019 Woodland Open, played at .31 under par. So, about middle of the road in difficulty.
And Bradford Watson just cranks it right toward the basket. That was an eagle run, it looked like, for a second there.
It looked like it might go in. That was really good. He's probably 10 feet away.
Wow. That was a clean second shot. He's going to have a tap in for a 3. Okay, pressure's now on Grant Kelley. Here he is with his second shot, hole 3. And low. We've
Low
seen
and
a
early
couple of
release.
those now.
Yep. Low and early release, you know. We've mentioned it in various broadcasts before. Typically, if you get a 3, good chance you're winning this hole.
Yeah, so
The further we get into this competition, the less true that becomes, though.
and another thing we mentioned earlier in this broadcast is the Kelley's ability, both these Kelley boys, Ben and Grant, their ability to throw in shots that don't even seem to have a chance from 50, 70, 100 feet out. This could be another one of those for Grant Kelley.
And well, let's let him go.
All right, here's Kelley, third shot, hole 3. And it's a trick shot, and it was close. It'll be a drop in for 4.
As a competitor, going against somebody like that where you never feel comfortable at all with a hole, I mean, that can be pretty stressful, and that stress adds up over time on the course.
Yeah, that is a real component. And Bradford Watson, I'm kind of curious to see just how close he landed, because
Yeah, he's about 10 feet.
that's an incredible shot.
Oh, it's not even 10, it's 5.
5 feet out, yeah. No wind has died down, so he's gonna have a clean look at the chains to take this hole and get us back all square. And he does that. Bradford Watson takes hole 3 with a tap in birdie. We're all square. See everyone at hole 4 in just a minute. All right, we're back hole 4. Watson has the tee. Matches all square. And he's just a little left, but finds the window there, so he got a little extra distance on it.
Yeah, so that hole's playing about 430, 435 feet. Here's Kelley.
All right, Grant Kelley goes with the forehand touch shot
needs to go.
around the dog leg. Didn't quite make it.
It didn't. It's going to be in an interesting spot.
I think it's probably only going to have a look at maybe a pitch up around the dog leg bend and area affectionately known as Falcor's Corner by the Muletown locals.
Definitely, definitely. Every winter he dons his Santa hat, and everyone enjoys that. So Bradford was here last round, I believe. Correct? In the left.
If I remember, yes, he was, and he had an amazing shot out.
So he's been here before, and Grant's shot depends on what Bradford does. If he gets it in a nice spot, then he might lay it. But if Bradford's able to advance this, he may have to be aggressive.
Yeah, so Bradford Watson now second shot, hole 4.
Looks like he's throwing no tomahawk.
He's still assessing his options. Yeah, a little pancake shot, and he ends up just short of Grant Kelley's disc. So
Yeah.
looks like they both are just gonna have a little chip around the bend, more than likely. Unless they want to get risky and go through the gaps.
So
on the right
Bradford
side
might
there.
want to get risky here. Kelley probably not. Grant is looking at this going, okay, I can play 3 from the fairway where Bradford's behind me for 3. Bradford may be feeling a little more pressure and decide, I need to get closer.
True. We have seen a lot of guys miss their approach shot around the bend, though. So we've seen some guys that get risky here before the dog leg, not having it pay off for them. It's really you have no idea what's going to happen. That's part of what makes it so much fun. So here's Watson now, 3rd shot, hole 4. And he's going with a roller shot. He was trying to get it to roll a good ways down the fairway. It had the energy on it, just did not turn for him.
Yeah, you needed it to cut faster. And it just stayed straight.
Grant Kelley now, he's going to try to get looks like he's going to try to get a little backhand turnover. Actually, scratch that. He's going forehand now. Kelley with his 3rd shot.
Yeah,
take that back. It was a 2nd shot, wasn't it?
That was his 2nd shot. So
correction, Grant Kelley with his 2nd shot. So he's sitting pretty on this hole.
Yeah, so he sees Brad going to be throwing his 4th from the rough on the left, and he's sitting through, getting ready to throw his 3rd in the middle of the fairway. You got to like those chances.
Yeah, so Bradford Watson's going to be off in the rough left side for his 4th shot approaching the basket. And if Grant Kelley just plays this smart, he should be able to retake the lead on this hole. All right, Watson with his 4th shot hits another tree.
And it rolled backwards.
Tough break. Yeah, rolled toward the path to hole 5, it looked like. All right, Kelley now, 3rd shot. And just a smooth backhand turnover approach, but it hit a branch.
Yeah.
Kicked it into the tree. And it's going to be tough for him to get a 4. I think he's looking at more than likely a 5 from there.
Yeah, he's, not too worried about it. It seems he knows his opponent's throwing 5 from probably 70 feet away. Small window. Not much of a chance of this.
I expect to see Bradford Watson run this straight at the chains. He does just that.
And he's right.
Just missed.
So he knows he can just lay up and tap in again.
And Grant Kelley now. 4th shot, hole 4. And it's cleanly inside 5 feet. It's gonna have a maybe slightly tricky footing. It's not too bad. He's right up against a dead tree that's fallen down. I think he'll have plenty of room to at least get a straddle in there.
I think if he wants to tap in, he can and take the hole.
Looks like Watson's going to have them finish this hole out. We've seen people miss from that close in before, so I completely understand. I think as this tournament gets closer and closer to the finals, we're going to see guys continue to play out these holes, because you never know. People miss some weird shots sometimes.
Pressure builds the further you make it.
All right, Watson up, almost in. So Grant Kelley now, opportunity to take hole 4. He does that. He's now 1 up. Be a hole 5 in just a minute. Stay tuned. All right, we're back, hole 5, 240 feet. Kelley has the tee, he's 1 up. Wow.
Get in the hole.
And everybody was listening there. That
Yeah,
looked like we
that-
might have had
that
the,
had the right
second ace in
height.
as many days. All right, Bradford Watson now tee shot, hole 5.
This would have been, this ace is super impressive.
And he's also going with a sneaky forehand drive. And fortunately for him, he's back in the fairway.
Yep.
He'll have a clean look at the basket.
Yep. This hole plays at .31 under par as well. Woods, though, can take your disc and throw it somewhere you don't like sometimes.
Yeah, this can easily. This is a hole where the rough can easily take your lunch from you and really give you some trouble. But it is interesting. You mentioned those stats here on hole 5 in the Woodland Park Open. Some people do refer to this hole 5 as the start of birdie row. You know, we normally talk about birdie row as 6, 7, 8, but I think some guys really start getting comfortable with this hole. That's going to change when we get these alternate pins in, though.
Yeah. Lefties will like the alternate pin, though.
All right, here's Watson's second shot, hole 5. And he's just going with a smooth approach and layup within 15 feet.
Yeah. He probably would have liked to had that closer, but the disc just drifted right just enough to catch that right slope and kick it away further.
And Grant Kelley now, looks like his disc,
It kept going right.
yeah, it kicked pretty hard, right? So he does have an opportunity. This is probably, what, 30 feet out?
Yeah, it's right on the edge of
Right.
circle 1.
Kelley for a 2. And in, great 2 there by Grant Kelley. He takes a commanding 2-hole lead. He's now 2 up, heading to hole 6. We'll see you there in just a minute. All right, we are back. Hole 6, 355 feet. Grant Kelley has the tee. He's 2 up. And a big backhand hyzer.
It's gotta
Looks
come
like
back.
it's gonna come back.
Oh,
for
it
him.
is.
Yeah.
It's not far enough though. Or no, it's too far, isn't it?
Yeah, he had the distance.
Man.
Just a little right of target. So. All right, Bradford Watson now. Tee shot, hole 6. And he also went with a big hyzer, but it looks like it's going to be in the rough. And
Yeah, he'll be on the edge.
that's
Early
the thing
release.
with this road to the right, out of bounds, and the wind swirling today. It's pretty easy for your disc to start turning over and end up out of bounds. I think that seemed to be in the heads of both of these guys as they teed off on 6.
Yeah,
Michael.
and it's hard to tell exactly what the wind is doing because if you just watch the trees, like they're just swaying back and forth. You don't really get a sense of the wind until you get out into the open.
And it honestly seems like it has calmed down since the start of this match. I think it seems like from here until you get to that green on hole 14, wind is usually not as much of a factor.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But as you get up to that 14 basket, the prevailing winds, usually out of the north around here in the west, they start to really mess with your disc. But
Definitely. Yeah, I would say the wind has definitely died down. Just looking at the tops of the trees, they're still moving a little bit, not terribly too much.
and we do have one more match on the slate for this week in the quarterfinals. Darius Turrentine and Ben Kelley facing off 9 a.m. early Saturday morning.
Right.
Haven't seen the forecast for Saturday yet, but that will be the final matchup in this local quarterfinal round.
Okay.
And they will play, the winner of that match will play Clint Wright in the semifinals. Winner of this match plays Dustin Nelson. That's going to be a tough draw.
Definitely.
But, all right, here's Bradford Watson in his next attempt to try to get to that match.
And that looked like a layup, so I think he's putting Kelley on the spot to say, all right, make the putt.
And he definitely has the capability of making this putt. He has the ability.
So he's got a great line here to be aggressive. He knows he's got that going uphill, probably 25 feet.
All right, Kelley's second shot, hole 6, to take the hole. Grant Kelley, dead center, takes his 3rd hole in a row. He's now 3 up. So everyone, hole 7 in just a minute. Stay tuned. All right, hole 7, we're back. Grant Kelley has the tee. He's 3 up. And looks like that disc just slipped out of his hand, hit an early tree, kicks left halfway down the fairway. All right, Watson now, tee shot, hole 7. Wow, and he goes with the overhand shot there. And cleanly in the fairway. He'll have a good look for his birdie approach at the basket.
Yeah, I didn't get to see Kelley's shot. Couldn't see it. It looked like it was a low release as well.
It just hit one of these trees just beyond the short tee, and
Okay.
I kicked pretty hard left.
Okay.
Maybe
Well, he's
into
still
the rough.
walking.
Is he still in the fairway? I don't know. Doesn't look like it from
Okay.
our vantage point. So. All right, Grant Kelley now with his second shot, hole 7. And he just goes with a little touch flick around the trees, but did hit one of the guard trees.
Yeah.
So Watson now opportunity to get a hole back on Grant Kelley, who has been just on fire these last 3 holes.
Yeah,
Michael.
You absolutely want to get this hole going into hole 8 where you are looking at a half and to get some momentum back before continuing.
All right, Watson now second shot, hole 7. It's in. Watson takes 7 with a 2. Grant Kelley now 2 up. We'll be at hole 8 in just a minute. Stay tuned. All right, we're back, hole 8, 240 feet, par 3. Bradford Watson has the tee after winning hole 7.
And the wind has actually picked up. The wind has actually picked up. You can see it moving that disc.
Yeah, that
He's
branch
fine,
helped
though.
him out though. It's
Yeah.
kind of odd because, you know, hole 8, hole 9 in particular, one of the holes you typically don't have wind affecting your shot.
Yeah.
All right, Kelley now, and
Early release, bad.
it did not roll down the hill for him either. He's going to have some work to do. So no ace on hole 8 today.
Nope.
After that remarkable shot by Dustin Nelson yesterday.
Remarkable shot, subpar reaction, I would say. I'd give him a 9.5 on the shot and about a 6.0 on the reaction.
I think he'd disagree with you there. I think he said he was trying to emulate one of his favorite pros and how he celebrates an ace.
Oh, I would have.
You know, when we get back to normal Muletown disc golf activities, we can ask him face to face. But
I would have been jumping like a little schoolgirl.
ace pot was not on the line yesterday.
That's true.
That's the one thing. He does get an ace medallion. For those at home who aren't aware, anytime you're participating in a Muletown disc golf event and you hit an ace, you do, at the very least, get these fine ace medallions. All right, Grant Kelley now, second shot, hole 8. And that was a really phenomenal attempt.
You know,
But
his putting has
just
been
wide.
on. His putting has definitely been on, but it couldn't save him from his shot. So this is an interesting spot to get a hole back. Typically, you don't get one with a 2 here, but Bradford can take this hole. I mean, it's a shift in momentum.
Yeah, so Watson now attempting to take his second hole in a row. And it just hit left side chains and spit out. Wow.
He knew it as soon as it left his hand. He was already shaking his head.
I think he's really going to have to collect his nerves there and not let that affect him on hole 9, because that's one of those things that you just sit and look
Think
back
about.
on and
Yeah.
think about. He's got to move on. So hole 8's a push. Grant Kelley's still 2 up. We'll be at hole 9 in just a minute. Stay tuned. All right, we're back, hole 9, 247-foot par 3. Watson has the tee. Kelley's 2 up.
Let's see how he shakes off that last putt.
And he's going with a big backhand hyzer, high. You know, that might have skipped right at the basket, but it hit some sort of maybe a rock or a root. I have no idea what it hit, but it just killed the path of that disc. All right, Kelley now tee shot hole 9. And that would look like an early release again, but stays in bounds.
Yeah.
So he has that going for him.
So, story of the match so far is watching Bradford throw. Big arm, especially more improved year over year. His throws are looking really good.
Yeah, that distance is really helping him.
Yeah, Kelley seems to be early releasing or low releasing. But then when you get to the green, Kelley is absolutely banging chains, and Bradford is a little more tentative on his putts right now. So it's going to be interesting to see who can fix their part of the game that they're struggling with before we get to the back 9.
And you know what they say, I mean, everybody's heard it, drive for show, putt for dough.
Yeah.
I think you would think that if you could choose one, you'd rather have the putting. So we're going to see how that plays out as we continue this match. Can Bradford Watson get that part of his game dialed in? It's going to be essential for him to come back.
Definitely. Well, Kelley's still what? Up 1?
He's up 2.
Up 2, okay.
All right, Grant Kelley with his second shot. Just a little forehand flick to the greens, and he's within 10 feet of the basket.
And I would normally say that's just a gimme, but that wind is absolutely cutting right into our faces right now.
Yeah.
So it may not be a gimme
It
now.
really has picked up. So depends on what it could be like if we get to hole 14 in the basket there. Okay, Bradford Watson now, second shot, hole 9. It's up. It's in. He takes hole 9 with a great 2. Little redemption there. Grant Kelley now 1 up. Stay tuned. We'll take you to the back 9 in hole 10 in just a minute. Okay, we're back, hole 10 at par 4, a little over 500 feet to the basket. Watson has the tee. Kelley is 1 up.
So,
Whoa, unorthodox route there, going in the no man's land between 9 and 10's fairway.
But he still has a window from there. He could throw it over the shelter.
Yeah, I think
Let's see
he's
what he decides to do.
Kelley now. He's going with a roller attempt.
And it's just,
It started to roll, but died when it hit a tree, it looked like.
I think it went through the gap on that tree and actually hopped through it and got probably another good 40 feet. I can't tell.
Yeah, so they're both gonna have
Yeah, this hole's still wide open.
a tough look for their second shot.
So Bradford has a big possible hyzer, but he has those trees on hole 9 to deal with at the base of hole 9. So,
All right, yeah, Watson now with his second shot. We're gonna try to get over here and give you a view at home of what he's looking at. He might try to go out over the shelter. Not sure exactly what he's gonna do, but we'll see. Watson now second shot, hole 10. And he's taking the shelter route through the narrow gap, and great shot. He almost looked like he could have gotten a skip to the basket.
yeah, it took a little anti-skip and I kind of probably backed up about 3 more feet, but he's probably sitting circle's one edge, right inside it, maybe 25 feet, 28 feet.
All right, Kelley now second shot, hole 10. He's going with the backhand turnover shot, and it's low once again. Hits 50, 60 feet out from the basket. He's going to have to navigate through those guard trees.
Makes you wonder how much Bradford's shot played into the head of his shot. You know, right when we thought momentum swung right into the Kelley's corner on hole 8, it shifted right back into Bradford's camp in hole 9. So this is just a back and forth match right now.
And the fairway looks freshly mowed out here, so Grant Kelley's initial strategy of roller, that really could have paid off from the get-go had it been executed the way he envisioned.
Where we're standing now is where a lot of people want to try to get their tee shot, because then you just have a nice approach up to probably make your 3.
And I think this is where Dustin Nelson ended up yesterday. Really helped him start to seal that match against Jimmy Taylor. Okay, Grant Kelley now third shot, hole 10. And he's turning it over through there. He gave it a run.
He did.
But just left of the chains. So Watson now, another opportunity to take a shot back. He's going to have to putt from a good 60 feet out, though, or maybe a little more.
I don't think he's that far. He's not circle's one edge. I was definitely wrong on that.
It's gonna be a little bit of work to do from back here, but definitely doable. It's up, it's gliding, but just a little short. So tap in for Watson to get the 4.
Yeah.
Kelley now, this 4th shot. It's in.
And Watson's all right. He's good from his.
All right, hole 10 is a push. Both competitors with a 4. Kelley is 1 up, heading to hole 11. We'll be there with you in just a minute. Stay tuned. Okay, we're back, hole 11, par 3. Watson has the tee. Grant Kelley is still 1 up. And Bradford Watson is trying to get that disc to turn over a little bit, but we saw that power he's developed in the offseason coming through for him there.
If that disc turns over a little bit more, gets lower, it might shoot through one of those gaps. Here's Kelley second. This has a really good chance.
Yeah, that was a great
it's got a hold
backhand
though.
turnover.
Oh,
wow, it just hit that tree.
Yeah.
Literally just another inch right, and he would have been at the basket.
Yeah, if he could have held that line, if that disc would have held that line just a tad longer, that might have been the closest shot to the basket we'd have seen in this competition so far.
Yeah.
I think that was probably the best shot. It's not the best result we've seen so far, but I think that was probably the best shot.
And these pin placements are still relatively new for all the guys out here. They were just put in earlier in late last year, basically. So I think we're going to see some more of these pins parked if this competition comes back again next year at Woodland Park.
Yeah, and this one, you look at the different lines, typically plays 275. New pin placement, probably more 315. There's definitely, it seems to be, it's lined up for 2 predominant lines of flex back in, go over the old basket towards the new alt pin position, or forehand line and try to skip up the hill.
And I'd say the green is definitely a little trickier in this alternate position with the sharp drop off to the left. Okay, Grant Kelley now, second shot, hole 11. And it's safely within 5 feet of the basket. So Bradford Watson now with his second shot, hole 11. And it just stayed away from that tree. That would have been a real disaster if it had hit.
He avoided a disaster there. That's the best way to put that, because you don't want to be in this group of trees trying to putt till half a hole.
All right, so Watson now.
He has some work still.
He has to make this in order to push this hole. So, like you said, a little bit of pressure, but well within his skill set. Watson, third shot, hole 11. Little nose down.
Definitely.
And that's a heartbreaker. But Kelley taps in for the 3. He takes hole 11 with a 3. He's now 2 up. See you on hole 12 in just a minute. Stay tuned. We're back, hole 12, and it's still streaming live. Grant Kelley has the tee. He's 2 up. And he's going with a forehand down the left side of the fairway. And it's just a little short, but he'll have a clean gap through the trees to the basket.
Yeah, you have to think with the way Kelley's been putting today, he's making that.
All right, Watson now tee shot. Hole 12.
And this is really a hole for him to get back on track, get his nerves back under him, get him back under control, make a good golf shot. This is destroyer, it looks like.
And he's also going down that left side, but it cuts in just a little early, hits that tree.
Yeah.
So he's He's gonna have a full approach to the
Yeah.
basket.
Even if he misses that tree, that thing started hyzering earlier than he probably wanted. He's going to be sitting to the right of the basket, probably 60, 70 feet. So, in a way, depending on where he lands and what the gap he has here, he might have a better up approach shot from here.
And we saw Jimmy Taylor yesterday make an incredible shot from a good 80 feet out to save a 2 on hole 5.
Yeah,
Basically the same difficulty level as this shot right here for Bradford Watson. I mean,
yeah,
it is possible.
definitely. And
I think he is going to probably
yeah, he's running it.
run it. Yep. Here he goes. Watson's second shot.
That's under the basket, but in front.
Close. Yeah, I made mine.
Yeah, so Ben Kelley also makes these crazy putts. We'll get to have a
Maybe
glimpse
100 feet close there.
of that
You know, maybe.
on Saturday morning, bright and early at 9 a.m.
I think as each day goes on, it wasn't 100 feet. I think I made that from 125 feet. Pretty sure I was on the tee when I made that.
Add up all of my. You need a.
And Drake Abernathy in the background on hole 6, getting ready for the 2021 competition. All right, Grant Kelley now, second shot.
He's
And
in.
it's in. Grant Kelley takes hole 12 with a 2. He's now 3 up. We'll be on hole 13 in just a minute.